Welcome to another episode of Advice Lounge. I'm Kelsey Sanders.
And I'm Kevin Andrews. Now, every week we take randomly chosen emails submitted by you guys, our members, and try to give you advice on anything and everything that could possibly even think of.
That's right. Now, some of the topics may be considered a bit mature, but many teens today face these situations, and we just want to provide a place where they can feel safe about getting good advice from their peers.
All right, so our first question this week is from Anonymous, and they wrote in and asked, "My cousin is really hot. Is it incest if I make out with her?" Well, incest is defined as sexual activity between two people who are closely related and is considered illegal in many societies. Now, if you find it hard to be around her, make sure that you stick to family events where you're surrounded by a lot of different people. So even though your cousin is really hot, it's best that you guys keep things cold between the two of you.
Accelerate writes, should I be thinking about what my career is going to be? I'm 16. Well, there's really no right or wrong answer to this question. Some adults knew from a very young age what they wanted to be when they grew up, and others took some time to find their calling. If you have an idea of what you'd like to do when you're older, then just try it out. Volunteer your time to see if it's really what you thought it would be like. And if you're not sure what you'd like to do now, don't worry about it. You have plenty of time, trust me. You'll be able to narrow down your choices as you get older. I mean, some adults change careers several times before finding something they like to do.
All right, so Anonymous wrote in, and his question was, "I'm always depressed, I hate my life, and I have no friends. I cry all the time. I feel like such a loser. What can I do?" Well, depression in adolescence is unfortunately a fairly common thing, and although you might feel like a loser, please know that you're definitely not one. All right, well, recognizing how depressed you are is the first step towards getting help. And it's important that you get counseling right away to help you address the underlying feelings that you have of doom and loneliness. Now, share your feelings with a parent or another trusted adult, such as a teacher or a school counselor. Now, they'll be able to schedule an appointment with a psychologist or another mental health professional so that you can begin to feel good about yourself again.
Tony writes, I'm a 16-year-old girl and it's our first anniversary. What should I get my boyfriend? Well, think about what interests your boyfriend. A few months before your anniversary, start paying close attention to things that he might mention and make a mental note. Shared experiences are often the best presents. Is there a local concert coming up that your boyfriend has been dying to see? If so, surprise him with tickets. Make sure that you accompany your present with a homemade card. Heartfelt sentiments always make the best presents.
All right, so Anonymous writes, "My boyfriend is very religious and I'm not. Now, I think it might end our relationship. How can I save this relationship?" Well, this type of dilemma affects many older couples who are thinking of becoming engaged. Now, it can be really challenging to negotiate, especially when emotions are involved. Now, facing this as a young couple can probably even make it more confusing. Now, it might be helpful to seek counseling from a couple who has experienced similar issues like you guys are going through. Now, if you're really committed to this relationship, maybe the best thing to do is meet with your boyfriend's religious leader and see if his religion is something that might interest you. Now, it's definitely best to figure this out sooner rather than later to spare yourself and your boyfriend some really hurt feelings.
Trixie Pixie Pie writes, Halloween is past, but next year I want a cool costume, but so many girls go for the Trampy costumes. I'm tired of girls wanting to parade their bodies around to get attention from guys. I just want something fun. What do you suggest? It is so great that you want to be different and not just go along with the crowd. Okay, so think about your interests. Browse a Halloween store for ideas or go online to get suggestions. Some of the best ideas are silly things that many people don't even think about. There's static cling, for example. Wear a pair of your favorite sweats and pin socks, underwear, and other clothing items to yourself. Whatever you decide, you're sure to be a hit because you'll stand out from the crowd.
Now, if you want to submit your question for a chance to be featured on the next episode, go to the Advice Lounge homepage and click on the link in the Submit to Advice Lounge box on the top right side of the page.
And who knows, maybe your question will be chosen.
You never know. All right, so I'm Kevin Andrews.
And Kelsey Sanders for Advice Lounge.
And remember, you can do something in an instant that'll give you heartache for life.
Wow, that's very true. All right, you guys, see you next week.
See you next week.